nice to meet you. I suppose that yesterday you have a great night.
Yeah, we did. It was so fun.
Have you ever been in the Lucha Libre Mexican?
No, never.
No?
It was so good.
Great. Well, Tom, how have the Venom movies impact your life in the professional way and the personal way?
Well, hugely. I've spent the last 7 years, the best part of a decade, working with a character that I really love and immersed in it. So there hasn't been space to do anything else really. But like we film one as we're writing the next one, and then we film that one, and there's the edit, and we write the next one, and that's the last 7 years. So it's impacted me on so many levels. It's just been such a joy, really.
What did you have clear, you and Tom have clear, that you want to make with this story, with this film?
Well, we knew from the first one that it was going to be 3, and so we always knew that we were closing the arc on this movie, and that we wanted to finish with a big bang. And so this is definitely the biggest and the most bonkers, and we really wanted to kind of send Eddie and Venom on an epic adventure with not just one symbiote to fight, but many people to fight, and have some real jeopardy in there and real emotion.
How do you describe, Tom, the evolution about Eddie and Venom in this third film?
Well, the first one you introduced the characters, and what I liked about that was you took technically a normal individual who has his own foibles, who then feels like he has some kind of disease or he's become sick, and it turns out that he has a voice in his head and he doesn't know what that is, whether that's, he certainly wouldn't expect that to be an alien. So it then becomes an alien, it's scary, and then they come together, and it's a shock. It's an origin story, and that has its own piece. The second one we found them sometime later, finding how hard it is to live alongside each other, and that's extremely difficult, and they decide they have enough of each other, they split up, and then they get back together because they can't live without each other. And in the third one we find them now resolute on the fact that they live together, and they have to come together on how they see eye to eye, if they see eye to eye, and negotiate the terms of the world together. And now the obstacles start to come as they're fully
symbiosis.
Yeah, they've created like this symbiosis. What did you say?
They've reached symbiosis.
There you go. They have, yeah.
As an actor, it has to be a huge challenge. I mean, imagine many words and saying your dialogue, but then the other. How hard was that?
It's really easy. Actually, it's really easy. It's the easiest part of it. It's so much fun because it's very fast how that works, and because Kelly's written it months and months in advance. We've come up with the story months in advance. You know what they're saying on the day before, so if Kelly decides to change lines or things aren't working with Venom, we can do that in the moment. And selfishly, it's actually very easy to work opposite just me and a microphone and an earpiece. So if I have 15 or 10 lines and something back and forth, you can record that in 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the beginning of the day. That's your scene. So it's done, and someone presses a button and I talk to the air. So it's really, it's something that looks complex, and it's a bit of an illusion really, because, and I get a bit geeky about it. So yeah, it's quite easy. I love it.
But he really stays on his toes. He wears this earpiece, and so Venom is speaking to him so that he can speak back to him, but also at the same time I can speak to Tom in his earpiece. So if something is wrong in the scene, we can keep shooting and I can throw him lines to his earpiece and Tom will just pick them up and run with them, which is quite amazing.
It changed the way I filmed everything. It's not like you have your lines read to you, but having a covert earpiece and having the sound technician as well being able to talk to me, having you or anybody else on the line in the middle of a scene, I can be really course directed, which is brilliant. And I never have to leave the floor either, so you can keep shooting and you don't have to leave. I can even yell cut for you.
Yeah.
That's a take, let's go again.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
You are friends since many years ago, so what did you discover or what did you confirm about Tom?
That he's a genius.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's a genius. I've known that since the moment I met him.
It's code. That's code, isn't it?
I first saw Tom in a play, a little play above a pub, in a place called Battersea in London, two-hander, and he was so brilliant in it, just so amazing. And then by luck, I can't even really remember how it happened. We came to meet each other. I was working in a video store. He was working in that theatre above the pub, and he asked me to come and write scenes for the actors that were kind of using that space to hone their craft, and that's how we met. But he has always been brilliant, and so writing for him.
But you made a name for yourself. She wrote a musical when we were kids. She wrote a musical called Debbie Does Dallas. The musical, which is just...
Well, rewrote it. It had already been written, and then I rewrote it.
But it was still received huge.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you've got to meet Kelly, she's killing it. And so that's really exciting. When we met, it was just really clear that her ideas are brilliant. And the range is brilliant. There's nothing that she can't turn her hand to. So I think I decided I want to be around a person like that who I can play with and talk to and find things that manifest that we can work on, and then conjures a new thing, and we'd start writing TV shows the way you'd write them, and sit in the video shop and come up with ideas, and then we'd practice pitching together, and that was funny. Do you remember? My hair's gone funny. That's a bit in joke, but like we're gonna be we learned the road together.
Yeah, and we sort of came up at the same time, so and we've always helped each other as well.
That's amazing.
He needed help.
If I was in trouble, and I'd be like, Kelly, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me with the dialogue on something? Lots of films I've done, really struggling, and some people don't get me. I don't want to be difficult, but I know that, but they also trust Kelly for where she is in the industry. It's like she's a quality writer, so it's like, of course. So then Kelly would come and go, I'll help you. Yeah. This has been going on for 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow, great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.